identifying what you're thinking is generally a good thing, right? So, for example, if I have social anxiety, I'm anxious when I'm about to meet people. But why? Because I think that other people suck inside and I judge other people. Therefore, I think because I can do that, I think I can be judged as well, right? So this is way more specific than just, oh, I'm just anxious about meeting people, right? So thinking, like identifying your thoughts, it's generally good. Another thing that's generally seen as good is processing your feelings, right? Like, oh, you feel something, like you need to process it and like not like try to suppress it. But so these two concepts, I believe, need to go hand in hand in order to see like maximum effectiveness. But a lot of people advocate for it separately, you know. So if you don't know how to process your feelings correctly, then what's the use in knowing your specific thought? Okay, so I judge other people, I hate other people, so I think other people can hate me. But what do I do with that, right? Like, just knowing that can be enough in some situations, but for issues that really have a deep hold on your life, just identifying the thought is not going to be enough, in my opinion. And so you're feeling something. Now on the other side of that, you're feeling something, and you process it fully, right? Let's say I'm really angry because I'm super hungry and I really want food right now, but then I got the food and then I'm like, I processed it, right? But then the next time I'm hungry, if I haven't really resolved my deeper rooted anger issues when it comes to being hungry, then no, it doesn't matter how many times I reprocess the feeling, right? It's gonna continue happening. So it doesn't really tackle the problem at the root source. So I think I told you that they should be hand in hand. So how do we know hand in hand? Like, why should it be seen hand to hand? It's because when you have the thoughts that are really specific, they usually come from past experiences that were very harmful to you, right? Past experiences that you really, really did not enjoy. So, for example, my social anxiety, maybe like in this case that I gave to you, like I hate other people, it may come from the fact that I was bullied as a child, and all of my peers in my class like ostracized me and made fun of me. And because of that, I have this really deeply rooted hatred for other people when they point at me and when they laugh at me. Maybe because I'm Asian, maybe I because I eat rice, maybe it's because, you know, like doesn't matter, like kids can be pretty cruel at that age, right? So, identifying that part, like going that deeply gives you the root of your thoughts, right? And so, who the person that needs to be healed and the person that needs to process the thought isn't just current you. It's the you who still remains inside, who still feels a lot of that unresolved anger from being bullied. So you need to connect with that inner you and process their feeling in order for the healing to happen. Going to my other example of being really angry when you're hungry. Maybe it's because my mom preferred my older brother to me, and she only gave food to my older brother. And so now, whenever I feel hungry, I feel really angry because I can feel that like unfairness, that injustice whenever I feel hungry. This is all hypothetical. I don't even have an older brother. But so you see what I'm getting at, right? So that deeper root of your repeated feelings, that deeper root of your specific thoughts is a previously negative experience. And so you need to process that feeling that comes from the source. When I heal from that experience of being discriminated against by my mom, then hunger doesn't hit the same as before. When I heal from the experience of being bullied, then social anxiety doesn't hit as much before. Then you might think like, okay, so what is healing, right? Well, what is actually healing? Well, if you think of physical symptoms, what is healing? It's giving the proper nutrients to the affected site and letting it rest, right? So if I broke an if I got arm barred and then my elbow hyperextended, I need to ice it. I need to give it some like anti-inflammatory, and then I just need to absolutely rest it, not move it around, right? If I broke my LCL or ACL, same thing. I need to provide the right type of like support. I need to let it heal first, and then I need to grow the muscles around that part so that the ACL and the LCL doesn't have to be super engaged all the time. So taking that to your mentality, it's the same thing. You feel hurt, you feel angry, and you feel threatened. In those situations, you need to let yourself get the support that you need, right? So, for example, if I was bullied, then when I'm trying to feel this feeling, I need to reconnect to my past experience and from my grown up self. My grown up self has a lot of power, right? My grown up self is a lot taller. My grown up self is a lot bigger and is more confident. So I introduce my grown up self to my past self. And then I give myself the support that I desperately needed at that time. I retroactively give it. And you might think this is all make believe. If you think that's, and if that's the paradigm you want to be continue existing in, then kind of bad news, you're going to stay in there forever because you can't change the past, right? But why do you get scared at scary movies? Why do you laugh at funny movies? Why do you get touched at romantic movies? It's all fake, right? But to your brain, it doesn't make a difference. When you're in the high building and you're looking down, you're not actually falling, but you're imagining falling, and that's enough to give you that panic response, right? So when you connect to your past experience and give yourself the right tools, give yourself the right resources that you needed at that time, and be on your side instead of judging. Like, oh, I was bullied. But why didn't I stand back before? Why wasn't I confident before? It's my fault. I should have been more confident. I should have been more assertive. That's what we kind of tend to do, right? But like, you're a kid and other people have harmed you. But why are you blaming yourself? Doesn't make any sense, right? So being on your side, like if your mom gave only food to your bigger brother, like being able to connect to the old self, giving your old self a lot of food, and feeling angry at your mom together and commiserating, like, how my man, mom's so dumb. Why does she only favor big brother? Being on your side, making yourself feel heard, making yourself feel understood, giving yourself all the resources that you need, and really repeating that experience is what makes the healing actually happen.